Welcome back. Well, let's focus on a couple of companies. Then you have Greenlam Industries. Well, the stock is reacting to its numbers. The revenues jumped on a year-on-year basis, but still down close to 19% on a sequential basis. There was some impact, obviously, of the second wave of COVID. As we speak, the stock is up close to around 1.5%. Mr. Saurav Mittal, the MD and CEO of Greenlam Industries, joins us on the show. Hi, Saurav. Thanks so much for joining in. Well, give us a sense in terms of the recovery. If you compare a normal July to the July that we're just having as of now, how do the numbers shape up? Are you at around close to that optimum levels?
So yes, July, we are at an optimum level. So even actually, just to go back on the quarter one, all the revenues were down by about 19%. In the laminates segment, which is a core business, revenues were down by 15% sequentially, while manufacturing utilization was down just 2%. So in July, we are at an optimum level in terms of production and sales both.
Okay. Can you just give us a sense in terms of the laminate segment? Because that seems to, even your veneer segment, but nonetheless, laminates is up over 100% on a year-on-year basis. You've done over 300 crores in terms of revenue. Just tell us what exactly is the demand scenario looking like now for the company, and what is your quarterly run rate that you can probably average now?
So the demand scenario for the international business is looking very strong. The demand recovery for the domestic business is looking also very strong. Like I just said, in the month of July, we are at a normal optimal run rate in terms of manufacturing and sales both. And I think in terms of what can be the run rate going ahead, I think this really will depend on how the third wave potentially does play out. Assuming that things remain normal, I think what we did in Q4 is something we can sustain going ahead for the next 3 quarters.
Okay, all right. And laminates business, input costs have gone up. Have you managed any price increases post quarter one? If yes, could you quantify it?
So clearly, input costs have gone up, and input costs have gone up in quarter two also versus quarter one. For the domestic market, most of the increases had already been done. We've taken a small increase in Q2 also in the band of about 1.5–2%. For the international business, we have implemented price increases in Q2, which will start getting affected in our books in this quarter, and some will. For the domestic market, most of the increases had already been done. We've taken a small increase in Q2 also in the band of about 1.5–2%. For the international business, we have implemented price increases in Q2, which will start getting affected in our books in this quarter, and some will probably get pushed to Q3. So yes, by and large, in laminates, in domestic, entire cost increases have been passed on to the market. For exports also now, most of the price increases have been passed on to the market. In the wood veneer segment, we've taken increases in the veneer business. We've taken increases in the flooring segment too. So this is the situation. So flooring and veneers, approximately 7–8% price increases have been impacted, which will get affected in our books in August, starting August.
Okay, just quickly leave us with some guidance, because based on this current run rate of around 300 plus crores, if you do that for the next couple of quarters in this fiscal, you can at least achieve around a 10% growth. Is that something that you're working with internally?
So actually, I said what we did in Q4 is what we can kind of maintain. We did about 415 crores in quarter 4 FY21. So I think those kind of revenues, run rate on a quarterly basis, can be achieved, maybe slightly beyond that also. So yes, so I think from a growth perspective versus what we did last year, I think we should be in the band of anything above 20–25% plus types.
Okay, all right. And your veneers division, when does it break even? At what capacity utilization levels?
So the veneer business comprises of 3 product categories. So the veneer panel business has always been profitable, besides last year, where last year also we were profitable. At the EBITDA level, we had a small loss at the net level. The flooring and door business, we still continue to have a small loss at the EBITDA and both at the PBT. So really, I think just categories. So the veneer panel business has always been profitable, besides last year, where last year also we were profitable. At the EBITDA level, we had a small loss at the net level. The flooring and door business, we still continue to have a small loss at the EBITDA and both at the PBT. So really, I think just a little bit more push, with maybe another 15-20% utilization improvement, we should start at least breaking even in both these businesses.
Okay, all right, Saurav, thanks a lot for stopping by and filling us in with all those details. Wishing you all the best for the remainder of this fiscal. Well, let's move on then. There's a sharp